Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. Well, mi gente, sometimes we're taken aback when someone we know admits they made a mistake, but when it's a huge bank issuer like Citibank and they admit that they made a mistake, we're just left speechless. Today, I'm going to tell you about the mistake that Citibank made, what they did to remedy it, and how it affects you and others who have applied for their brand new Strata Elite card that they dropped back in July. If that sounds good to you, mi gente, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. Check out the referral links below. I have things there now on credit repair, things to help optimize your credit scores, and a lot of other new merch that's out there. So let's jump into it. So, mi gente, back in July, if you remember, I made a big deal about Citi finally dropping their beautiful Strata Elite card that I called the unicorn card because it took them over a year to drop it. It came out to a lot of fanfare. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but at $595, it is $300 less than the American Express Platinum card and 200 less than the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, when Citi dropped that card, they also came out with a bonus, sign up bonus of 100,000 thank you points for 4,000 spend. But that only lasted about a week. Then they went ahead and made it in branch only. And online, we're offering 80,000 points. That kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, saying, hey, if I don't live next to a Citibank branch, how is it fair that I'm losing out on the 20,000 points or so, which is about 200 bucks if we're going to cash out at 1 cent per point. But that's not where the problem started with Citi. Citi then continued to tell people, okay, you have this amount of time, the 90 days, to make up this spend so that we can give you the 100,000 points. What Citi didn't tell you that they were going to do was require you to submit a tax form, a 4506 C form, showing them and proving to them what your income was. And while they did that, the credit card that they just gave you that you got over the summer that you thought you were going to be able to use, if you were traveling abroad or even traveling here in the States, they locked. So you had no access to the card. You couldn't meet the spend even if you tried. And then they still wanted you to do this in 90 days to get the 100,000 points. It just made no sense. And it wasn't like it was targeted. It was almost random how this came about because I had a lot of people apply at different points. And it wasn't like one area or one specific place. It seemed to be system wide. Then City ran into a problem where I guess they were trying to update their systems and fix their systems as this nightmare is going on. And even in their banks, when I went in branch to apply for the Strata Elite, I could not even get the link and apply through there because they were having problems with their in house system operations. City did what City does from July through September. So what happens? People look and they start complaining and they say, how is it that we gave you guys an opportunity to pull out a premium card, the only card that transfers to American Airlines? They're the only ones, and we're willing to pay the 595, but we can't use your card. We can't do anything to make those points come so that we can meet the minimum spend requirement because it's locked. So it wasn't until the Wall Street Journal got hold of this news and then made a story about it. And then I guess a sleeping giant was was awakened because City said, "Uh-oh, Wall Street Journal knows about this. A lot more people are going to know about this, and it's going to hurt what we've long tried to do, which is to get out the premium card to battle Amex, to battle Chase." And then City said, "We need to do something now." At first, what City said was, "Okay, those customers that were affected, that needed to submit that paperwork, we're going to give them an extra month to meet the spend." Guys, they weren't really doing us a favor with that. An extra month when you've locked my card for over a month and a half, some people had it locked for 2 months. An extra 30 days wasn't really going to help cut anything at that point, right? Because we're not talking about $500 spent. We're talking about 4,000 at that point. So when the Wall Street Journal news really hit and it started spreading them to to local news outlets, Citi finally admitted that there was a problem, and this is what Citi did. Now, forgive me because I have it. It was just really eye opening to see. So they sent affected cardholders an email. And I'm going to post you a copy of it here. And this is what it said: a statement credit of $595 to reimburse the annual fee. So basically, they said, okay, you don't have to pay us the annual fee this year. We're going to cover the annual fee of 595, which is huge. All right. I'm not even going to play. That's a lot of money that they ate, but 595. They also gave a statement credit for $75 if you had an authorized user on your account. And that's what the authorized user fee was, which was $75. So that's also a goodwill gesture, as you can see. This is the one that blows me away. Those people that were affected, now to be clear, it's only the people that applied that were asked to submit the tax form that had their cards locked, the ones that could not access their credit lines. Then you were able to get this: an automatic issuance of 100,000 thank you points, the welcome bonus, even if the cardholder did not meet the spend requirements to get the bonus. Now, some people may have gone ahead and had a really quick spend that they had to make, or a big spend, and they met the bonus and then they still got the points anyway. But if you were one of those that said, wait, I can't even use this card. How can I use it? When can I use it? I'm scared to use it if I'm going away. They got the 100,000 thank you points into their account. Now, Citi also stated, to be clear, Citibank stated that for new applicants, this is not an ongoing issue regarding the income verification problem and the points distribution that they gave their customers. Now, why is this important? Rarely do we see that banking institutions or credit card issuers really listen to what the people are saying and make changes. The last one that I can kind of see where this fell into place was with Delta. When Delta was making a lot of changes to their program and people were in an uproar, Delta went ahead and made changes and gave people back what they were missing. But this takes it up a notch because now this isn't just in terms of perks and benefits, this is actual money being reimbursed the full year's fee of 595, the authorized user fee, and then given the bonus. 100,000 bonus points is equivalent to $1,000 if you cash them out for 1 cent per point. So all told, depending on how many people were affected by this, at minimum you're looking at least $1,600 that Citi had to give back to their customers to make things right. So I leave you with this. The running joke in this credit card space is Citi does what Citi does. And that's because they do, right? Like that Friday night's benefit that you get 6 times if you go from a Friday night to a Sunday morning Eastern Standard Time. Fine. That's a Citi thing. But Citi actually did the right thing right now by their customers and the consumers, which is why I'm shocked that they actually pulled this off in pretty quick. They did it pretty quickly in a short period of time. I guess they needed to really see and get their feet put to the fire by the Wall Street Journal. And they knew that if they wanted this card to be successful, if they wanted people to buy into their new cards with American Airlines in particular, which, if you notice, they just dropped that new Globe card, they need to do right by their customers. So, Citi, kudos to you for stepping up and fixing the disaster of a rollout of a card. And let's just hope that in 2026, you don't repeat this mistake. Mi gente, as always, I thank you for being here. But more than anything else, mi gente, I thank you for giving me the privilege of your time. Until next time, mi gente, take care.